Good morning to everyone, my fellow BAC members, Technical Working Group, BAC Secretariat, and to our YouTube live viewers. Today, November 28, 2023, Tuesday. This particular day, we have two activities. First is the opening of bids for goods and services, and then for two goods and services, and then the other one is the Prebid conference, which was postponed last Friday due to insufficient quorum. So before we start, may I request everyone to please stand for a short prayer. Thank you.
Lord, thank you for this day, for the presence of everyone in this call. Once again, we are gathered and given the opportunity to appreciate life and your words. Forgive us for our shortcomings and cleanse our hearts as we learn and live your words example. Father, bless our endeavors, especially today's meeting. May you guide us in our discussions, and may you enlighten our minds in every decision that we make. Give us your grace that we may effectively do our parts for your greater glory. All this we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Please be seated. Secretariat, please show to the video screen our observers.
Thank you, Mr. Back Vice Chair, and a pleasant morning to all. And here is the letter to our observers. From our first observer is the resident auditor from the Commission Audit, DPWH Nueva Vizcaya First District Engineering Office, Bayambong Nueva Vizcaya. Our second observer, official observer, is Miss Maria Ana Gitingol, Executive Director from the Philippine Green Building Council from Crescent Park West, BGC, Taguig City. And our third official observer is Engineer Gladys G. Tiburcio, alternate observer from the National Constructors Association of the Philippines, Incorporated from Aritao, Nueva Vizcaya. So these are our three official observers for today's opening of goods and services. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Engineer Brian Agusto, the head of the procurement unit. May we have the attendance, please, for the determination of quorum.
Thank you once again, Mr. Back Vice Chair. And for today's opening of goods and services dated November 28, 2023, for the Bids and Awards Committee members composition, we have Engineer Danilo A. Bernabe,
Present.
Back Vice Chairman, Chief Quality Assurance Section, Madam Veronica Gilio de Vico,
Present.
Back Regular Member, Chief Administrative Section, Engineer Jermin B. Benavista, provisional member and user from the planning and design section. And we have Engineer Larissa Villanueva Blanza, provisional member for goods and services. For the roll call, sir, of the back secretariat, yours truly, Brian Neil G. Augusto, head. For the back secretariat members, we have Mr. Remigio A. Santos, member. Miss Lutgarda D. Reyes, member. Miss Ande Erika Fatima P. Cabang, member. Mr. Allen Edward G. Damaso, member.
Yung
And
camera. Ikayo ko man, present ko na na siya. Ikayo ko man di camera.
and Mr. Jesus Ibutak, back secretariat member. And for the technical working group, sir, who are present for today's activity, we have Miss Diane Sheldon B. Balico, member TWG. And for the bidders, sir, who are present for today's activity, may acknowledge the presence of Miss Sis Jenny Ibanga, liaison officer from EZYT Construction Heavy Equipment Services Trading. And yes, sir. Sampay, sir. Sumaro na, sir. And Mr. Pitel V. Dumagas, our Equipment Services Unit Engineer. And Miss Miss Lisette Pinarok Costales, and Miss Maria Cecilda A. Kimpalong. Sir, majority of the back composition is hereby present for today's activity. Therefore, there is a constitution of quorum. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Brian Augusto. Since we have a quorum, the Vice Chair now declares that this procurement activity is now officially in order. So, as I've said a while ago, we have two activities this morning. First is the opening of bids for two goods and services, particularly for contract ID number 23 GBI 87. The name of the project is Procurement of One Unit Pickup 4x4 for use of the DPWH and Vizcaya 1st District Engineering Office. And the second is contract ID number 23 GBI 88. Name of project is Procurement of One Unit Wrecker Tow Truck for use of DPWH Nueva Vizcaya 1st District Engineering Office. Before I read Section 29 of the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulation, may I ask the head of the procurement unit if we received a bid from our electronic portal?
Sir, we don't have any bids received to e-bid portal, sir.
Therefore, all bids received are through manual
Yes, indeed.
submission of bids.
Yes, indeed, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we now proceed to the bidding proper for the two goods and services. But before we open the bid documents submitted by the bidders, may I read to you Section 29 of the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulation and the latest GPPB issuances. Section 29, bid opening. The box shall open the bids immediately after the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. The time, date, and place of the opening of bids shall be specified in the bidding documents. In case the bids cannot be opened as scheduled due to justifiable reasons, the box shall take custody of the bids and reschedule the opening of bids on the next working day or the soonest possible time through the issuance of a notice of postponement to be posted in the PhilJEPs and the website of the procuring entity concerned. The bidders or their duly authorized representative may attend the opening of bids. The BAC shall ensure the integrity, security, and confidentiality of all bids. The abstract of bid as read and the minutes of the bid opening shall be made available to the public upon written request and payment of a specified fee to recover costs of materials. So we go now to the opening of bids, particularly for contract ID number 23 GBI 87. Name of project, procurement of one unit pickup 4x4 for use of DPWH Nueva Vizcaya 1st District Engineering Office. Location of project, Bayumbong, Nueva Vizcaya. Indicative approved budget for the contract, 1,300,000. Duration for the delivery, 60 calendar days upon issuance of notice to proceed. Cost of bid documents, 5,000 pesos. Source of fund, DPWH fiscal year 2023 capital outlay, open and close parentheses, engineering and administrative overhead. For this particular contract, we have a lone bidder. And the lone bidder is Toyota Isabela Incorporated. May I request Ms. Lutgarda Reyes to please get the bid documents submitted by Toyota Isabela Incorporated, and please show to the camera so that our YouTube live viewers could view it in our video screen. Thank you. And please give it to Engineer Larissa Blanza. Pasensya ka na, kakalimutan ko yun. Please open the technical envelope. And if the technical envelope is rated pass, please inform the presiding officer so that we could open the financial documents. And for the second contract to be bid out, it has a contract ID number 23 GBI 88. Name of project, procurement of 1 unit wrecker tow truck for use of DPWH Nueva Vizcaya 1st District Engineering Office. Location of project, DPWH compound, Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya. Indicative approved budget for the contract, 17 million pesos and 0 centavos. Duration for the delivery, 90 calendar days upon issuance of notice to proceed. Cost of bidding documents, 25,000 pesos. Source of fund, DPWH fiscal year 2023 capital outlay, particularly under engineering and administrative overhead. We have a loan bidder for this particular contract, and the loan bidder is EZYT Construction Heavy Equipment Trading. EZT Construction Heavy Equipment Trading. May I request again Ms. Lutgarda Reyes to please get the bid documents submitted by the supplier, contractor from our bid box. And please show to the camera so that our YouTube live viewers could view it in our video screen. And later, please give it to accountant Ms. Sheldon Boy Baliku. Thank you. Ma'am Sheldon, please inform the presiding officer if the submitted technical document of the supplier contractor is rated pass so that we could open the financial documents submitted by the contractor supplier. Thank you. Yes, Engineer Larissa.
Mr. Vice Chair, the technical documents submitted by Toyota Isabela Inc. all passed, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can now open the financial documents submitted by Toyota Isabela Incorporated.
Thank you, sir. Hello, sir. Sir, just to inform you, all the documents, technical documents submitted by EZYT Construction Heavy Equipment Trading have rated passed, sir.
Okay, you can now open the financial documents submitted by the supplier contractor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
For goods and services, Uh, this is the offered bid prices of our supplier contractors. For contract ID number 23 GBI, wherein the loan bidder is Toyota Isabela Incorporated, the contractor supplier submitted a bid securing declaration as form of their bid security. The technical and financial documents are all rated pass. So this is, that is according to our evaluator, Engineer Larissa Blanza. The offered bid price of Toyota Isabela Incorporated is, in words, 1,267,200 pesos and 0 centavos. I repeat, 1,267,200 pesos and 0 centavos. In figures, 1, 267, 200.00. So congratulations to Toyota Isabela Incorporated, but subject to bid evaluation and post disqualification. And the last goods and services to be read, it has a contract ID number 23 GBI 88. That is the procurement of 1-unit wrecker tow truck. And this particular contract, again, we have a loan bidder, and the loan bidder is EZT Construction Heavy Equipment Trading. The contractor supplier submitted a bid securing declaration as form of their bid security. The technical and financial documents are all rated pass according to Ms. Diane Sheldon B. Baliku, the member of the DPWH. And the contractor supplier submitted a bid in the amount of, in words, 16 million 900 609 listen ko. The offered bid price of EZYT is 16 million 995,000 and 0 centavos. I repeat, 16 million 995,000 pesos and 0 centavos. In figures, 16, 995, 000.00. So congratulations to EZYT Construction Heavy Equipment Trading, but subject to bid evaluation and post-qualification. Thank you. That's all for the opening of bids for 2 goods and services. We go now to the second agenda, which is the pre-bid conference for contract ID number 23 GBI 91 and contract ID number 23 GBI 92. Last Friday, we conducted the pre-bid conference for these 2 particular contracts. However, there was no quorum for reason that the chairman, the back chair, is attending the PIC convention of Davao. The regular member, Madam Biron, is an official business, and the provisional member for all types of procurement is on official business. So today, we continue the private conference for the two goods and services. The agenda for private conference are the following. Basic contract data to be discussed by Engineer Chairman Buenavista for contract ID number 91. And for contract ID number 23 GBI 92, this will be discussed by Engineer Peter Paul Dumagas. Second agenda is the requirements of bidding documents to be discussed by the head of the procurement unit, Engineer Brian Augusto. Number 3 agenda, documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposal, will be discussed again by Engineer Brian Augusto. And number 4, criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award. This will be discussed through a video message prepared by Architect I.B. Salazar. Number 5, questions, comment from bidders and replies of BAC and others representative of the procuring entity. Number 6, other matters to be discussed. And number 7, summary of proceedings, including bid bulletin, to be issued if there is any. But before we proceed to the pre-bid conference, allow me to read Section 22 of the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulation. Section 22, which is the pre-bid conference, and under Section 22.1, says here that for contract to be bid with an ABC of 1 million or more, the BAC shall convene at least one pre-bid conference to clarify and or explain any of the requirements, terms, conditions, and specifications stipulated in the bidding documents. Section 22.2. The pre-bid conference shall be held at least 12 calendar days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids, but not earlier than 7 calendar days from the PhilJEP's posting of the invitation to bid or bidding. Under Section 22.3, the pre-bid conference shall discuss, clarify, and explain, among other things, the eligibility requirements and the technical and financial components of the contract to be bid, including questions and clarifications raised by the prospective bidders before and during the pre-bid conference. Under Section 22.4, the minutes of the pre-bid conference shall be recorded and prepared not later than 5 calendar days after the pre-bid conference and shall be made available to prospective bidders not later than 5 days upon written request. Decisions of the BAC amending any provision of the bidding documents shall be issued in writing through a supplemental and or bid bulletin at least 7 calendar days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. Under Section 22.5, if there will be supplemental and or bid bulletins, and under this 22.5.1, request for clarification on any part of the bidding documents or for any interpretation must be in writing and submitted to the back of the procuring entity concerned at least 10 calendar days before the deadline set for the submission and receipt of bids. The bank shall respond to the said request by issuing a supplemental and/or bid bulletin duly signed by the bank chairperson to be made available to all those who are properly secured the bidding documents at least 7 days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. So we go now to the first agenda under the private conference, which is the basic contract data. For contract ID number 23 GBI 91, this will be discussed by Engineer Jermaine Buenavista, the provisional member for Planning and Design end user. Jermaine?
Thank you, sir, and good morning to all. With the contract ID number 23 GBI 91 with the name of project, procurement of 2-unit generator set, diesel engine, 230 volts, 3-phase, 60 hertz, silent pipe, and 2 pieces, 400 amperes manual transfer switch for use of DPWH, Nueva Vizcaya 1st District Engineering Office. The location of the contract, DPWH, Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya, and the indicative approved budget for the contract, or the ABC, is 2,914,000. The duration for the procurement is 60 calendar days upon issuance of NTP. And the cost of bid document is 5,000. The source of fund, DPWH FY 2023 capital outlay, or the EAO. Here's the specifications for the procurement of generator set, diesel engine, 230 volts, 3-phase. The number of cylinder is 6. The cycle for 4-stroke. Displacement of 5.9 liters. Aspiration turbo changer and aftercooler with the cylinder arrangement in line. And the compact structure with high strength chassis, frequency 60 hertz, compression, ratio of 70:3 and is to 1. Easy operation and maintenance, low cost, rated speed of 1,800 revolution per minute, and a starter motor DC of 24 volts. Compliance with International Electrical Safety Prime power with 109 kilowatts per 136 kVA prime power and speed of kilowatt per RPM of 120 kilowatt per 1,800 RPM. And a standard of electrical system, standby power of 120 kilowatt per 150 kVA standby power per speed is kilowatt per RPM of 132 kilowatt per 1,800 RPM with a function of 8 hours base tank, rated voltage of 230 volts, speed, governor electrical. It is a high performance maintenance free batteries, phase 3 cooling system, water cooling with isolation switch, maximum of current 376 ampere, standby speed group of less than equal to 1%, and 50 degrees Celsius radiator. The muffler is industrial, and the fuel consumption at 110% load, 31 liters. Total lubricant system capacity of 16.4 liters. The genset model is open type, WTAC150, rated voltage of 200 volts. The dimension of the generator, length is 2,970 mm. And the pace is the 3-phase with a power factor of 0.8. The width is 1,100 mm. Exciter type, self-excited brushless, and the height is 1,550 mm, and efficiency is 91.70%. It is a dry weight of 1,850 kilogram. Voltage adjust range NL to FL is less than equal to 5%. With a tank capacity of 260 liters, voltage regulation of less than equal to 1%. The insulation grade H class and DSE 6020 series generator controller integrating digital intelligence and network techniques. This generator is have a 400 ampere manual transfer switch in NEMA 3 enclosure and a 400 amperes three phase. That's all, Mr. Vice Chair, for the specification of that generator set.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Jermin Buenavista, our registered electrical engineer. And for contract ID number 92, this will be discussed by Engineer Peter Paul Dumagas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair, and good morning, everyone. For contract ID number 23 GBI 92, name of project, procurement of one unit split type air conditioning unit, 2.5 horsepower, etc. for use of DPWH Nueva Vizcaya First District Engineering Office. Location of contract is at DPWH Bayongbong Nueva Vizcaya with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 1,064,880 pesos. Duration is 60 calendar days upon issuance of NTP with the bid documents costing to 5,000 pesos. Source of fund is the DPWH fiscal year 2023 capital outlay or EAW. Item description for the following are as follows po. We have a one unit split type air conditioning system with a 2.5 horsepower and a one unit 1.5 horsepower split type air conditioning system for the administrative office or supply office. One unit will go 1.5 one unit of window type air conditioning system will go to the construction section. One unit 1.5 horsepower split type air conditioning system and a 1.5 window type air conditioning system or unit will go to the office of the omission and audit. Two units of window type air conditioning system with 1 horsepower will go to the finance section. One unit of 3-tonner package type air conditioning unit will go to the maintenance section. One unit of 1.5 split type air conditioning system will go to the network room. 3 units of 1.5 horsepower window type air conditioning unit and one unit of 3-tonner package type aircon will go to the DE's quarter. One unit of 1.5 horsepower window type air conditioning system will go to the conference room. One unit of split type air conditioning system will go to the ADES room. One unit of 5-tonner package type air conditioning system will go to the planning and design. And lastly, 1.5 horsepower, one unit of split type air conditioning system will go to the bidding room. All of the air conditioning unit is an inverted type air conditioning unit.
200.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Inverted.
Okay. 230 volts, di ba? 230 volts. Okay, thank you, Engineer Peter Paul Dumagas. We go now to the agenda number 2, which is the requirements of bidding documents. This will be discussed by our head of the procurement unit, Engineer Brian Agusto. Engineer Brian, please take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Back Vice Chair, for allowing me to read the second addenda. For the bid data sheet, sir, for this particular procurement of goods and services for contract ID number 23 GBI 91 and 20 GBI 92. For ITB clause 14.21, the bid security shall in the form of bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. Letter A, the amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in cash, cashier's manager's check, bank draft, guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit. Or B, the amount of not less than 5% of the ABC if bid security is in surety bond. For ITB clause 20.2, licenses and permits relevant to the project and corresponding law requiring it. Number one is the mayor's permit. Two, DTI. Three, PhilJEP's registration. Number four, tax clearance. And number five, supplier's registration certificate or SRC. For ITB clause 21.2, terms and conditions. Number one, supplier must own a service center and facilities in Luzon. Number two, supplier must be ISO certified. Number three, supplier must be accredited exclusive distributor of unit being offered. Number four, genuine parts must be available within Region 2. Number five, supplier will conduct pre-orientation and training of unit being offered for 1 day. Number six, 1 year warranty on equipment. And number seven, equipment will be delivered free of charge. So these are the requirements for the bidding documents for the two particular projects. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Engineer Brian Augusto. We go now to agenda number 3, which is the documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposals. Again, this will be discussed by Engineer Brian Augusto. Brian?
Thank you again, Mr. Vice Chair. And the documents to be submitted by the bidders, including technical and financial proposal, will be presented through voice recording, sir. Thank you.
Can you please play the video recorder?
Checklist of technical checklist of technical and financial documents. Technical component envelope. Class A documents. For legal documents, valid PhilJIP's registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages. Or registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry, or sole proprietorship, or Cooperative Development Authority for cooperatives or its equivalent document, and mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas, and tax clearance per EO number 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. For technical documents, statement of the respective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contract awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid, and statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided for in section 23.4.1.3 and 23.4.2.4 of the 2016 revised IRR of Republic Act number 9184 within the relevant period as provided in the bidding documents, and original copy of bid security, if in the form of surety bond, submit also certification issued by the Insurance Commission, or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration, and conformity with the technical specifications, which may include production, delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and/or after-sales parts if applicable, and original duly signed Omnibus Sworn Statement or OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. Financial documents. The supplier's audited financial statements showing, among others, the supplier's total and current assets and liabilities is stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of the bid submission, and the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, or a committed line or credit from a universal or commercial bank in lieu of its NFCC computation. Class B documents. If applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement or JVA in case the joint venture is already in existence. Duly notarized statement from all the potential joint venture partners is stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Other documentary requirements under Republic Act Number 9184 as applicable. For foreign bidders claiming by reason of their country's extension of reciprocal rights to Filipinos, certification from the relevant government office of their country is stating that Filipinos are allowed to participate in government procurement activities for the same item or product. Certification from DTI if the bidder claims preference as a domestic bidder or domestic entity. Financial component envelope. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule.
Sir, that's all for the audio presentation for the documents to be submitted by the bidders, including technical and financial proposals. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Brian Augusto. We go now to agenda number 4, which is the criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post qualification, and award. Again, please, Engineer Brian Augusto.
Thank you, sir. The criteria and procedures for the preliminary examination and of bids and detailed evaluation of bids, post qualification as an award will be also an audio presentation, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Audio. Please play the audio
Private
presentation.
conference. Detailed bid conference. Detailed evaluation of bids. For the procurement of goods and infrastructure projects, the BAC shall evaluate the financial component of the bids to determine the lowest calculated bid using the following steps. The BAC shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria in considering the following. Completeness of the bid. Unless the instructions to bidders specifically allow partial bids, bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including or applicable bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided but no price indicated, the same shall be considered as non-responsive. But specifying a zero or a dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free to the government, except those required by law or regulations to be provided for.
Arithmetical corrections. Consider computational errors and omissions to enable proper comparison of all eligible bids. It may also consider bid modifications if expressly allowed in the bidding documents. Any adjustment shall be calculated in monetary terms to determine the calculated prices. The BAC shall evaluate all bids on an equal footing to ensure fair and competitive bid comparison. For this purpose, all bidders shall be required to include the cost of all taxes, such as, but not limited to, value-added tax, income tax, local taxes, and other fiscal levies and duties, which shall be itemized in the bid form and reflected in the detailed estimates. Such bids, including said taxes, shall be basis for bid evaluation and comparison. In case of discrepancies between bid price in figures and in words, the latter shall prevail. Between total price per item and unit price for the item as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item, the latter shall prevail. Between stated total price and the actual sum of prices of component items, the latter shall prevail. Between unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the latter shall prevail. Post-qualification. Objective and process of post-qualification. The lowest calculated bid shall undergo post-qualification in order to determine whether the bidder concerned complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. Within 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the BAC that the bidder has the lowest calculated bid, the bidder shall submit to the BAC its latest income and business tax returns and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in the bidding documents. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with Section 69 of this IRR. The post-qualification shall verify, validate, and ascertain all statements made and documents submitted by the bidder with the lowest calculated bid using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents. These criteria shall consider, but shall not be limited to the following. Legal requirements. To verify, validate, and ascertain licenses, certificates, permits, and agreements submitted by the bidder, and the fact that it is not included in any blacklist as provided in Section 25.3 of this IRR. For this purpose, the GPPB shall maintain a consolidated file of all blacklisted suppliers, contractors, and consultants. Technical requirements. To determine compliance of the infrastructure projects offered with the requirements specified in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience, and the competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned to the project for the procurement of infrastructure projects. Verification of availability and commitment and/or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of equipment unit to be owned, leased, under, purchased by the bidder for use in the contract. Negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project or a negative slippage of at least 10% in each of 2 or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 calendar days and to complete them within 30 calendar days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificates of acceptance within 30 calendar days and complete them within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures, or substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications, or unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. If the BAC verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the contractor's fault or negligence, the agency shall disqualify the contractor from the award for the procurement of infrastructure projects.
Sir, that's all for the audio presentation for the criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Brian Augusto. We go now to agenda number 5. We go now to agenda number 5, which is the comments, or queries from bidders and replies of the BAC, if there is any. Secretariat, do we have any queries regarding the two projects undergoing private conference? There is none. If there is none, we go now to agenda number 6, which is the other matters. Since there are no queries or questions, comments from the two private conference contracts, particularly for contract ID number 23 GBI 91 and 92, therefore, there will be no amendments to our bidding documents as published in the DPWH website, to the PhilJEP's website, and to our conspicuous places. So the last agenda is the summary of procedures. Since we have already discussed the agenda in the private conference from 1 to 6, therefore, we are going to issue bid bulletin or addenda for reason that there is no comments, queries, and or addendum to our bidding documents. So, so the private conference is now completed. Do we have any announcement for the next activities?
Yes,
Mr. Head of the Secretariat.
Yes, Mr. Back Vice Chair, we have the announcement, sir, for the next procurement activity.
Okay, please please present and read the next agenda for our next activities.
Thank you again, Mr. Back Vice Chair, for the announcement reminders for the next procurement activities, which is a private conference for 1 goods and services and 11 civil works. Yes, sir. With a combination of 2023 and 2024. And for the goods and services, with contract ID number 23 GBI 98, name of the project is the procurement of 2,230 cubic meter, item 301, gravel surface, etc. for use in the maintenance of national roads and bridges. Location of the project is at DPWH Bayongbong, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 9,997,728 pesos and 40 centavos. With the project description, with a project duration of 30 calendar days upon issuance of NTP. Cost of bid documents is 10,000. Source of fund is DPWH FY 2023 capital outlay or EO. For the civil works, sir, we have the first project with contract ID number 23BI 0129. Name of the project, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction of Multipurpose Building, Solano, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of project is at Solano, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 24,750,000 pesos, with a project description of construction of two-story multipurpose building, with a project duration of 245 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 25,000. Source of fund is regular infra FY. Thank you, sir. And for the pickup license size race is small b. For the second project, sir, for civil works with contract ID number 23BI0130, name of the project, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction of Multipurpose Building in Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is at Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 9,800,000 pesos, with a project description of construction of Municipal Hall, Phase 3, with a project duration of 130 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 25,000. Source of fund is regular infra FY 2023 with a pickup size and size range of small b. For the third project, sir, with contract ID number 24BI0001, name of project, Organizational Outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system, asset preservation, rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged paved roads, secondary roads, Nueva Vizcaya Ifugao Road, K0289 plus 054 to K0290 plus 495. Location of the project is at Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract of 27,274,380 pesos, with a project description of concrete reconstruction of 1.265 kilometer PCCP pavement, with a project duration of 124 calendar days. Cost of bid docs is 25,000. Source of fund is regular infra FY 2024 with a pickup size range of small b. For the fourth project, sir, with contract ID number 24BI0002, name of project, Organizational Outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system, asset preservation, rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged paved roads, tertiary roads, Bambang Kasibu Solan Road, K0319 plus minus 973 to K0319 plus minus 827, 319 plus minus 481 to K0319 plus 687. Location of the project is at Quezon, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract of 26,955,880 pesos, with a project description of concrete reconstruction of 1.31 kilometer PCCP pavement. Duration is 123 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 25,000. Source of fund is regular infra FY 2023 with a pickup size license size range of small b. For the fifth project, sir, with contract ID number 24BI0003, name of the project, Organizational Outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system, bridge, retrofitting, strengthening of permanent bridges, Colloquial Bridge number 2, B01245LZ along Daang Maharlika Bypass Road. Location of the project is at Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 14,700,000 pesos, with a project description of retrofitting / strengthening of bridge, improvement of sidewalk, and construction of scour protection, with a project duration of 68 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 25,000. Source of fund is regular infra FY 2024 with a pickup license science range of small b. For the sixth project, sir, with contract ID number 24BI0004, name of project, Convergence and Special Support Program, Special Road Fund, Motor Vehicle User Charge, MVUC, as per RA 11239, installation, thus application of signage, warning, advisory and regulatory signs, pavement markings, and install zebra pedestrian crossing along Dahang Marlica Bypass Road, K0265 plus minus 235 to K0265 plus 765 at Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya with an indicative approved budget for the contract of 2,469,600 pesos with a project description of installation of road safety devices with pavement markings with a duration of 60 calendar days. Cost of bid docs is 5,000. Source of fund is regular infra FY 2024. And for the seventh project, sir, with contract ID number 24BI0005, name of the project, Organizational Outcome 2, protect lives and properties against major floods, construction rehabilitation of flood mitigation facilities with major river basins and principal rivers, construction of Makate River Control, Makate, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is at Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 49 million pesos with a project description of construction of 300 linear meter concrete slope protection, steel sheet piles, embankment, gabions, and mattresses with a project duration of 226 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 25,000. Source of fund is regular infra FY 2024 with a pickup license size range of medium fee. For the 8th project, sir, with contract ID number 24BI006, name of the project, Organizational Outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system, network development, road widening, tertiary roads, Bagabag Diversion Road, K0284 plus minus 565 to K0284 plus minus 134. Location of the project is at Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 17,003,980 pesos with a project description of road widening of 0.81 kilometer by 3.05 width by 280 millimeter thick PCCP carriageway with a project duration of 109 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 25,000. Source of fund is regular infra FY 2024 with pickup license size range of small b. For the ninth project, sir, with contract ID number 24BI0007, name of the project, 002, protect lives and properties against major floods, construction, rehabilitation of flood mitigation facilities with major river basins and principal rivers, construction of flood control and drainage structure, FCDS, Package 2, along Magat River, Magapoy Section, Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is at Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya with an indicative approved budget for the contract of ABC of 144,750,000 pesos with a project description of construction of 900 linear meter slope protection works, steel sheet piles with embankment. Project duration is 345 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 50,000. Source of fund is regular infra FY 2024 with a pickup license science range of medium B. For the 10th project, sir, with contract ID number 24BI0008, name of the project, 002, protect lives and properties against major floods, construction, rehabilitation of flood mitigation facilities within major river basins and principal rivers, construction of flood control and drainage structures, FCDS, Package 7, along Magat River, Magapoy Section, Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is at Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 144,750,000 pesos with a project description of construction of 900 linear meter slope protection works, steel sheet piles with embankment, with a project duration of 345 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 50,000. Source of fund is regular infra FY 2024 with a pickup license science range of medium B. For the last project, sir, with contract ID number 24BI0009, name of project 002, protect lives and properties against major floods, construction rehabilitation of flood mitigation facilities within major river basins and principal rivers, construction of flood control and drainage structures, FCDS, Package 3, along Magat River, Baret Bet Section, Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is at Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 144,750,000 pesos, with a project description of construction of 900 linear meter slope protection works, steel sheet piles with embankment, duration of 345 calendar days, cost of bid documents is 50,000, source of fund is regular infra FY 2024 with a pickup license signs range of small b. Sir, that's all for the announcement and reminders for the next procurement activities on December 1, 2023. Thank you.
So we have already completed the opening of bids and pre-bid conference. Do I hear any motion for adjournment?
Mr. Vice Chair, as we are done with the opening of bids for two goods and services, likewise, we have already discussed all the amendments, all the agendas for the pre-bid of two goods and services. I now move that this procurement activity be adjourned.
Do I hear a second motion? It has been moved and seconded that the procurement activities this morning is now officially adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and mabuhay tayong lahat.